I don't think it's reasonable to say that he only acted as a lawyer.
Welcome back to Tabloid. The Epstein saga isn't just about the crimes, it's about the cover-up. And lately, Alan Dershowitz has been on a media apology tour, trying to convince the world that his involvement with Jeffrey Epstein was strictly professional, just a lawyer doing his job. But today, we have the man who represented the victims. David Boies sits down with Piers Morgan, and in 2 minutes, he quietly dismantles Dershowitz's entire defense. He doesn't scream, he just drops a specific, damning fact that proves Dershowitz wasn't just defending a client in court, he was running a disinformation campaign in the press. Watch David Boies explain the difference between a lawyer and a publicist.
I had Alan Dershowitz on the show a couple of days ago, and he went to great pains. He was obviously Epstein's attorney for a long period of time. He went to great pains to try and defend Epstein's original conviction as not being a confession of being a paedophile. He said that in the end, Epstein only pled guilty to soliciting prostitution from a girl of 17 years and 10 months and a 21-year-old young woman, and said that's not a paedophile. What is your reaction to that? And is he telling the whole story there?
I don't know why Alan Dershowitz continues to try to defend what is just indefensible. He ought to take responsibility for his actions. He ought to take responsibility for what he told the British press back at the time when he was representing Epstein. I've had my own issues with him, and I really don't want to, go after him more than I already have. But I don't think it's reasonable to say that he only acted as a lawyer. He acted as a publicist, dealing with the press, telling the press incorrectly that Epstein had passed a lie detector test, which he didn't. I think that everybody who was involved with Epstein needs to step up and take responsibility for their role. And I think the more that they deny, I think the worse it is. However they thought at the time, they now know what the facts are. And whatever justifications they thought they have, they know those justifications are false. I think that everybody ought to take responsibility for what they did and for their support, assistance of what was going on. So I think Mr. Dershowitz, like a lot of other people, would serve themselves a lot better by coming clean.
This is the smoking gun. David Boies isn't attacking Dershowitz for being a lawyer. He is attacking him for being a liar. A lawyer's job is to defend their client in a courtroom, but when you go to the British press and claim your client passed a polygraph when he failed it, you are no longer a lawyer. You are a spin doctor. You are a fixer. You are actively participating in the deception of the public to protect a predator. Boies exposes the strategy. The elite don't just buy legal defense, they buy a narrative. Dershowitz wants to hide behind the Constitution, but Boies is holding him accountable to the truth. The "I was just doing my job" defense only works if you were actually doing the job. Spreading lies to the media isn't legal work, it's damage control for the devil. Stay skeptical, stay loud.